All right, today we're diving into a marketing tool that is, believe it or not, both incredibly powerful and just super simple, especially if you're a business here in Kenya. We're talking about how to reach your customers on the one device they literally never, ever put down. So let's start with the big picture. Kenya is a mobile-first country through and through. We're looking at over 60 million mobile connections out there. Now, for any business, any school, any organization, that is a massive opportunity, but it's also a huge challenge. And that leads to the big question, right? How in the world do you cut through all the noise online to actually reach your people, whether they're in Nairobi, Kisumu, Mombasa, or a village somewhere way off the beaten path? How do you make sure your message is actually seen? Well, the answer is a piece of tech that's been around for decades, but honestly, it's more powerful today than ever before. And it has this one magic number that makes it one of the most effective ways to communicate on the entire planet. 98%. Just let that number sink in for a second. That's the average open rate for an SMS. Nearly every single message you send gets opened, and usually within just a few minutes. Why? Because that little text notification, it's almost a reflex, isn't it? It feels urgent and personal in a way an email or a social media notification just doesn't anymore. This, right here, is the secret weapon of smart marketing. I mean, just think about it. Your emails, they can get lost in a crowded inbox. Your social media posts, they could get buried by some algorithm you have no control over. But an SMS? Nope. It lands directly on your customer's screen. No filters, no waiting. It's as direct as it gets. So why is this so perfect for Kenya? Well, for one, it works without the internet, no data bundles needed. It's super affordable for pretty much any budget. The delivery is rock solid, and it just feels personal. It's a direct line to your customer. Okay, so we've covered the why. We get it, it's powerful. Now let's get into the how. How does this actually work? How do you go from an idea to a message that actually gets people to act? At its core, bulk SMS is pretty much exactly what it sounds like. It's a service, a platform that lets you write one message, and then with a single click, boom, you can send it to hundreds, thousands, or even tens of thousands of your contacts, all at the same time. And you see it everywhere, which just shows how versatile this thing is. It's not just for one type of business. Retailers use it for flash sales, banks use it for security alerts and one-time pins, schools and churches use it for announcements. Even NGOs and the government use it for important public information. The uses are pretty much endless. Now think about the messages you get on your own phone. When a text comes in from a long, random number, it feels a bit anonymous, right? It works, sure, but it doesn't exactly scream professional, and it does zero for your brand. But what if that same message shows up and the sender is just your brand? It's instant recognition, it builds trust, it makes your brand memorable, and people are way more likely to actually open and read it. This little trick is called a sender ID, and trust me, it's a total game changer. Okay, this all sounds great, but I know what you're thinking. What's it going to cost me, and how do I find the right company to work with? Let's break down the practical side of getting started. And here's the really good news. It's incredibly cost-effective. We're talking fractions of a shilling per message, usually somewhere between 30 and 70 cents. And that sender ID we just talked about, that's just a one-time fee for each network. So the overall investment is really, really low for the kind of results you can get. So when you're looking for a provider, here's a quick checklist. Make sure they have direct connections to the mobile operators. That means better reliability. Look for totally transparent pricing, no hidden fees. Make sure they handle sender ID registration and follow the rules. And of course, you want good reporting tools and local support you can actually call. All right, so you found your provider, you're ready to roll. Now what? Let's walk through a simple 5-step formula for running a campaign that actually works. This is your blueprint. First, and this is crucial, always get permission. Second, personalize the message whenever you can. Third, keep it short and sweet. Under 160 characters is the goal. Fourth, timing is everything, so don't send messages at 3 a.m. And finally, track your results to see what's working. And here's what that personalization looks like in action. Just adding a name, like Hi Mary, completely changes the feel of the message. It goes from being a generic broadcast to a personal offer. It makes your customer feel like you're talking directly to them. So, with all of that in mind, why is now? Why is 2025 the perfect time to really lean into SMS marketing in Kenya? Well, There are few big trends all coming together that are creating a massive opportunity.
Mobile phone use is still growing in every single county. The technology is also making it easier than ever to automate things and plug SMS right into the systems you already use. The analytics are getting smarter, the regulations are clearer, and the cost? It's still incredibly affordable, even for the smallest of businesses.
So, here's the bottom line. The one thing to take away from all this. In a mobile-first country like Kenya, bulk SMS isn't some old, outdated technology. It's the most direct, the most reliable, and the most efficient way to reach the people who matter most to your business. And that really just leaves us with one final, very simple question. You know exactly where your customers are. They are on their phones, probably at this very moment. The only question left is, are you there with them?